everyone. Welcome to another episode of
Hey.
Out.
Hi.
So what was I
Welcome.
gonna say? Yeah, welcome. Hey, I will be your host for tonight.
We will be your host.
We will host
We will be your host for tonight.
because somebody's not here right now.
Oh, we're missing somebody. I don't
It's
know who's
okay.
gonna
It's
I know
okay. No need to point the fingers.
we've got it. We got this. It's alright. It's alright. So welcome to Geekin Out. P.S. We are also live on Instagram. Say hello. I mean, say hello. No, you can't. I'm not trying to do that. No. I'm not messing up this setup for that. So we're all just gonna, we're gonna wait. Okay, I can show you on Instagram at least.
So what's up, Instagram? Hey.
Hey,
So
Instagram.
Thanks for
TikTok
coming.
and Facebook and YouTube and Twitch.
Maybe not TikTok today,
and
but
we're not
definitely
doing TikTok.
definitely Instagram. Well, it's okay. It's okay.
So thanks for joining us tonight. We're gonna be, shooting shit, talking about the shows that got canceled, and we wish would come back, want to be resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, we've had this conversation before, but we got new people, new friends, and some more recent shows. I got acts that should not have gone to acts, and I have a few things, and a whole streaming channel to give the side eye to. So, just saying. But if you haven't already, hold on, before you go on. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitch. There's my Twitch, Ricky Z, the Ricky EYZ _. There's the Wonelly Media Twitch account. We're on Instagram, WNN Geekin Out, and Facebook. Join our Facebook group, join the conversations. It's all the fun stuff. Sorry, Jermaine, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, speaking of which, a certain streaming service has just lost a ton of people, subscribers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly that.
And they're poised to lose more.
Trying to blame it on password sharing, but whatever.
Wait, who was it?
No.
Netflix.
I thought so. And I think it's because of all the shows that they just canceled that just got released 5 days ago, something like that.
They don't. Well, they don't back them.
All their best shows.
They keep doing that shit. It's a horrible business.
They only see their model is they create a show and then let it go for 2 seasons and then they cancel it. Maybe you'll get a third, or in certain cartoons cases, they'll order enough for 2 seasons, but they'll chop it up, stretch it out to make it 5 seasons. So then you get season 2 is 4 episodes long. Season 3 is 8 episodes long. Season 4 is there's not a full season. Stop it.
So I guess we can start with just Netflix in general. We're just gonna start.
Oh yeah, let's dive in. Let's go.
Right. So in recent news, Netflix was talking about how it has lost millions of followers or millions of subscribers.
Millions of subscribers they lost?
I mean, they're losing money.
Subscribers or 2 million subscribers. But they're supposed to lose more next quarter.
Yeah, so they're losing subscribers. They say it's because of password sharing. They're supposed to want to crack down on that. They just upped their price last month, which y'all.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The subscriptions just went up.
They increase their prices as they're losing shows because
makes no sense.
Right.
Those people tuned into Netflix for are now on Disney Plus and HBO Max.
Absolutely. And
all the reruns that they were getting gone.
Right.
Because they're also on Paramount Plus and Peacock.
Yeah. Well, because all those
everybody's not
But because all those streaming services that are now coming up, they originally like those parent companies originally owned the rights to those shows, and so now they have their own streaming companies. They don't need Netflix now. They ain't gotta spend the money on Netflix.
All like they used to use Netflix and Hulu to play all of their reruns. That's where they got a lot of their views. But now that everybody has their own streaming service, Netflix and Hulu aren't the big two anymore. Now the big two are Disney Plus and HBO Max.
Hulu will survive this mainly because it's partnered
That's
up.
because Hulu still has Daddy Disney.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Disney, like this because they've partnered up with Disney, like Hulu, ESPN, was it Animal Channel, Animal Planet, which one of those documentary sites,
Discovery. Or
yes,
Neo
Discovery.
Geo.
Yeah.
No, it's Natural. Yeah, it's Natural Geographic because Discovery's got Warner Brothers now.
Yeah, Natural. Wait, which one is on? One of them is on Disney Plus.
No, it's the other way around. So Disney partnered with Discovery.
So Disney
Disney partnered with Discovery, and HBO does Nat Geo.
It's the other way around because Warner Brothers. Yeah, because Warner Brothers is now like Warner Brothers Plus or not or Discovery Plus or something like that. I don't know. Because
you're right.
Disney Plus has the little packaging with Hulu, ESPN, and National Geographics. So Hulu's gonna be okay because it's gonna do all the adult things and all the other shows that Disney's not gonna want to like have to worry about. Plus, they have like FX. You know, Disney owns Fox now, so there's that. So you know they'll be all right.
Hulu's
Hulu's safe. My problem with Netflix is that they've continued to bump up their prices. They're canceling shows and like it doesn't have it and for me personally, like I watch less Netflix than I did probably 5 or 6 years ago. Like my kids watch more of it now for like certain shows, but me in particular, like if I'm watching something, I'm usually watching HBO Max or Disney Plus. Like literally, I literally watch two most of the time, especially now that Disney Plus is like up there, the age range on some of their shows now.
They finally they've caught their stride.
Yeah, well, they are the kind of the founder of the streaming platform, so they were the front runner, and that's kind of what they've been running on. But they haven't been good enough at staying current, and that's just because I think it's just because they just keep fucking up the series that they have. I don't know, like take the things that you have and run with them. Stop trying to give everybody the axe. You know what I mean? And then
I think the one thing that's going to be safe.
The issue is. What I believe the issue is they don't own any of the big IP properties. Everything Marvel, that's on Disney. Everything true. DC, that's on HBO Max.
They don't have any hubs.
All the big like horror things, that's going to be on HBO Max or Amazon Prime. Like there's no big series, no big franchise that Netflix can go, this is ours. You can only come here to see this. Everybody else picks up all the good things.
Or at best, you can say it's the home of Shonda Rhimes. That's about it right now.
Well, I mean, they have, but it's weird because they have solid originals. They just, but you're right, they don't have
Grey's Anatomy.
Not even Grey's Anatomy. I'm talking about, well, I mean, because like Bridgerton, so like that's part of Shondaland, but because Grey's Anatomy is really the only like Shondaland that's still on cable television. Like so she has a big contract with Netflix right now to do her own stuff. So like that's about it. That's about all they got.
Okay. So Bridgerton's doing hot.
Yeah. Until they finish like the last book.
Well, I guess that's just one of the problems is that all the big names that they technically started with, their original studios now have their own platforms. So then they kind of get sectioned back off to their original owners essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of left Netflix high and dry. So really, Netflix just needs to. What they just really need to do is create their own productions, their own, invest in their own productions instead of creating them.
They've not had the big franchise staying power.
I know.
Like,
I mean,
you can rival
them.
I know, but they could have easily been new franchise staying power if they invested that way. They only invest in new shows in order to garner new subscriptions. For example, like The Witcher,
new subscribers.
New subscribers, exactly. But The Witcher, that they could easily that could easily have its own set of movies. Could have had its own set of movies after the first season.
The Witcher is that already was a big IP. That was already a known IP from both the books and the video games, especially the video games. So when they finally were like, "Oh, we're going to do a Witcher series," people subscribed to see the series.
But it was well done, and that's my point. But they could invest in more big production, is what I'm saying. But they don't do that. You know what I mean? Take the series that you have and the name that now you've created and invest in it. Make movies with these series and these names that you now have.
I don't think making movies is the right direction as much as producing merchandise.
But I mean,
the merchandise is going to keep it around when the series is down, when it's going to create a fan froth, if you will.
So you're right. So but they did. I mean, they were able to create some merchandise, I guess. I don't know. They just don't. I don't know. I use The Witcher as an example because it did garner something for them. So it's not as if they can't make something out of a already established big name, IP. They could still invest in the ones that they have started and created and create their own.
They're trying to get they're trying to find they don't have an anchor show to keep it going. That's the thing. And I don't know what they could do to find one at this moment.
For example, Orange is the New Black was hot.
That would have
you
been
couldn't turn anywhere without hearing it. Season 1, season 2, it was killer. Season 3, it started to peter out because people were like, "I thought you were only supposed to be in jail for 3 years." In season 4, they jumped so many sharks and nobody was here for it.
And when Pussy died,
by season 5, everybody was like, "This show is still on?"
Right.
But also, there was no merchandise for it. All the merchandise, everything was fan made. It was fan made. All the publicity for it was spun by word of mouth and done by the fans. And Netflix didn't really advertise it outside of Netflix.
Right.
Same thing. Since 8, same thing as what was that one show? Super big.
I remember
He's talking about.
See? Also, they don't really have.
Don't even know.
Umbrella Academy.
Oh yeah,
that's
that.
They had some really niche shows. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're really niche. They're really like adult. You can't just be like, "Oh, here's some show that we produced for kids that's also like adult fun." Like, okay, they have Miraculous Ladybug and PJ Masks. Is PJ Masks
Disney
on there?
That's Disney now. That's
Disney.
That's Disney. Yeah, that's Disney.
Well, okay, so but what does HBO Max technically have?
They have all the adult
DC
shows.
and
Yeah, all of DC.
I feel like HBO Max
Mhm.
is very adult too. No, I feel like most
It is.
most HBO
It is.
original
HBO
shows
Max
are
is
all
very
very
adult.
adult. You get me? I don't think they have any kids originals.
No, that's not true.
They've
'Cause I don't
always
know.
been adult.
I mean, they've been, but like
They
HBO
have
has
had
also
like a
had.
few
They've had like some family programming,
that.
but if you've had HBO as like a cable channel, and especially when you got like when they've expanded their HBO like range to multiple channels, like there were like family oriented
Yeah, there
shows,
was like there was an
but
HBO
like that's
family
if
technically.
right, but that's if you had cable or had
Mhm.
dish and all that stuff to watch those things.
Yeah.
So like right now, like they have, because they have all of DC, they have all like the DC cartoons that are geared towards kids, because there are some of the cartoons that are geared towards adults and have more adult content, but they do have like the Batman animated series, the Batman Beyond, um Justice
Static
League,
Shock,
Static
Justice
Shock,
League, Justice League
Young
Unlimited.
Justice, yeah, like they have those things that are geared towards kids, and like Cartoon Network actually. So Cartoon Network
Oh
is
yeah,
part of HBO
yeah.
Max, so they have all that catalog too. So that's exactly where I watch Steven Universe on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
So it has it. You just gotta. It's just not advertised
As much. They also have
as much.
Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm. It does.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, HBO Max has Crunchyroll? Shut your fucking
Mm-hmm.
face.
Oh yeah.
Why have I not been watching this whole time? Oh my god.
It's been there.
What?
I mean, I'm just. I guess
What?
I think like the biggest complaint that I've seen about HBO Max is just the layout. The interface
Mm-hmm.
is, but like
Rough. That's probably why I
They
don't
also have
know.
Turner Classic
that's
Movies.
true. That's true. But like, it has classic movies too. Like, it has a lot. That's the thing. Like, HBO Max has a lot, and it's a lot of things that like are already recognizable,
Yeah.
and like you already like you probably didn't think about, and you definitely want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix used to have that. Netflix used to have that, and now it's just there's so much new or random things on Netflix. It's hard to like find something you really want to like sit and watch.
Yeah.
Whereas like HBO Max has some like
Although I will say, wait, is this Netflix? Because all right, we're kind of gonna get into it for a hot second.
Yeah.
I just started watching briefly, Getting Curious with Jonathan Van Ness.
I don't know that one.
I love him because that man is a gem. He's just so bubbly. Whatever, I don't know. He's just so genuine. I think.
Never heard.
Jonathan Van Ness. He's from Queer Eye. He's the queerest of them, I would say.
Never heard.
But
it's
everything about him is
Netflix.
perfect.
It's either on Netflix or Amazon, because I've never seen it or heard it.
I think it's on Netflix. I think it's definitely on Netflix, but it's really good. So he just he learns about different things. So he's like, oh, I'm just getting curious about X, Y, or Z. So like, the first one was on bugs, which was terrible because I was like, oh, let's sit down and take a gander at this while after I just made a meal and stuff. And I was like, now's not the time to be eating, because I was like, I don't need to see all these bugs and all the things that they do. But
House of Cards. I forgot about that. House of Cards.
That's there on too. Yeah.
That was Netflix's
that was Kevin Spacey show.
Yes, that was one of the original Netflix original series. Technically, that's not their original one. It's just the American version. That was their American. Yeah, because it definitely started in the UK, but like it was Orange New Black, House of Cards, because that's around the same time that Scandal was not necessarily at its peak, but like it was kind of on the downslide.
It was hot.
But yeah, like I forgot about that. House of Cards, Sense8, Orange is the New Black.
Sense8,
those were like,
that's right.
Yeah, like those were like those three
big
ones at the time.
That one was so good. The OA was solid. Yeah. That one was also solid. Left me hanging on that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what was that one with Jaden Smith?
Oh, the Get Down? Yeah, they didn't support that one. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's where they also have a problem, is that they start these shows and they'll give them like maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and there's a fan base for them. They may not be Orange is the New Black fan base or House of Cards fan base, but there's a fan base for them, and a fan base that's very supportive and wants to watch it. But they don't give those shows the push to get those shows out there or advertise them. And that's the problem with most of them. A lot of them did it. A lot of it was just a lot of word of mouth. If you heard about it or saw clips of it, someone posted about it on Twitter. That's how you find out about some of these shows. And and if something like the Get Down wasn't getting a lot of push, like even the same one with like On My Block. On My Block it's got 3rd season. Like I haven't even finished that 3rd season yet, but like I don't see it lasting much longer, honestly.
My thing is just also like, let's just stick to what we got. More new things.
Their sitcoms.
So many of them. Yeah.
Because they've got the sitcom. Oh man. What are their names now? It's the one with Rita.
Oh,
Rita Moreno.
Yeah.
Right? That one was so good. Day by Day, I think it was, or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
And then they have like Santa Clarita Diet.
The Santa Clarita Diet. That one was so good.
They ended that one. Yeah, that one did.
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of these shows, like the drama shows, I think the issue is that they enter them without a declaration. Like if Netflix just outright was like, look, every show gets 2 seasons, that's it. Then the writers could be prepared for it, the viewers could be prepared for it, and it could go out on a really good note. It could go out on a bang. It could wrap everything up, and you'd be satisfied.
I would say 3. I'd say 3 is a good number.
3 is a good number. But
I think 3 seasons.
Netflix likes to cancel things after 2.
I know. Which we'll talk about that in a second. So we need to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to talk about some of the shows that got the axe that we wish they would resurrect. And Netflix has a few of them that were recent, like in the last year, that I'm upset about. So we'll be right back after this commercial. All right, y'all, we're back. So the topic is Resurrect Me, shows that got the axe, that got canceled, that didn't get the story finished, and you wish they would bring it back.
Yeah.
So we've just kind of been going on a rant about our streaming services, particularly with Netflix and all of its actual problems that have nothing to do with password sharing. And so I'm just saying, like, it's really not that. It's not the password sharing. It's the content. It's, or the lack thereof. Like it's the content.
It really is.
So, it really is. So if you are watching right now, let us know like what were some of your favorite shows in this past like couple years that have been canceled and you wish they would bring it back. So like Jermaine, what are you thinking? What do you got?
Okay, so shows from the past that got cut. I can't think of anything recently that I've watched that got cut prematurely, and I was like, no. But there is something dark, deep in the past that I'm like, we can bring it back. We can make it better. We can finish this. And that is The Pirates of Dark Water. I know it's the deepest cut.
That's
of every cartoon.
Deepest of deep cuts.
But man, if we could. So, for those of you that don't know, The Pirates of Dark Water is a cartoon series Saturday morning cartoon series that was aired on ABC in like 1992 or something. It had 13 episodes. It was all about like this planet that was mostly water. It was like Water World, but like there was this living ooze called Dark Water that would just like sink things and like eat whatever it touched. And the only thing that could defeat it were these like magical gems called the 13 Treasures of Rule. Nobody knows what they did because we never got to find anything except for like maybe one of them. And then the series ended.
Oh,
but
man.
also in this series, there was... So the series follows Prince Ren, who didn't know he was a prince at the time. This pirate guy named... Oh, I can't remember his name. The thief named the thief Tula, who's also like an ecomancer, like she can control plants and wildlife and stuff. And Needler, the monkey bird, who's got an obsession with pomegranates and watermelons.
What obscure show?
Yes. Oh my god, I did love him though. He loved the watermelons or whatever, and he was like the monkey guy.
Minga melon. That's what it was. Minga melon.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So
oh my god. You know, he was supposed to have like... I remember like watching this thing when we did do like an episode that kind of included this back in the day when we were talking about like the 90s cartoons. Sorry, I'm explaining for IG. Anyway, so I remember like his voice was supposed to be much like deeper, and he was supposed to sound more like kind of like an English like mentor, I suppose, but instead he got like this really like high pitched screechy like comical like sidekick voice instead that they gave him. But he was actually one of my favorite characters on that whole show.
My goodness. Okay,
so that show ended so prematurely. If we brought that show back and gave it a definite ending and made it more about the hunt and made that hunt for those 13 Treasures of Rule and had like almost Indiana Jones meets Waterworld.
The storytelling
the Pirates
in
of the
this.
Caribbean did super well, and they don't even have anything to do. Like, they just gotta make up plots every season.
Yo, honestly, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh my god.
The last 2-3 of them didn't really need. How many of them are? 3? Okay, well they need. There we have it.
They could have stopped at the first movie. I'm sorry.
8, 9.
Oh my god, are there really?
Yeah.
Probably. Shake your face. It was like 9 of them.
So for me, this is a recent one. So there's 2 of them. Okay, so 2 of them are Netflix series. All right. The most recent one is they redid the Babysitters Club.
Oh really?
And yes, and it was good. It was legit good. It was
what
they modernized it a little bit, but it was still like a group of teenage girls, and like they were like literally young teen girls, and it wasn't like too overly aggressive, like how a lot of regular teen shows are now.
It wasn't Riverdale.
Yeah, it wasn't Riverdale, but it was so sweet, and I love the show. And they canceled it after the second season. So like this, they just released the second season, like probably around Christmas time, I think.
That's too bad.
I know, and I thought it was really cute.
Shows like that, like everything can't be Gossip Girl and Euphoria. Like, give us some like teen shows that are actually sweet.
Right, like actual teens. Like it was a very sweet show. Like I would have been okay. Like I would sit and like I would watch it with Claire if she was into it. Like that's something I would feel okay like watching with my kid that has some like turning red type like things about it, like coming of age, not necessarily like preteen, like young, like middle school type girl stuff. And then doing it in a way that's age appropriate and like not over dramatic and like not fantastical, but like what's the word? Sensationalized. It's not sensationalized. Like I appreciate that. And then the other one is Julian the Phantoms. I love the kids and I like. So Julian Phantoms is based off of a show that was started in Brazil. A young girl, she goes to a fine arts high school. Her mom had passed away like maybe like the year before. She's a musician. Her mom was a musician, and so like after her mom passed, she just she stopped playing, and so like she's about to lose her spot in the fine arts, like the music program that she's in, and she kind of gets back into this music by finding these ghosts that used to practice in her family's garage. It happens to find out like they met her mom like the same day that they died. So like this boy band from like the 80s. Like they played music and they were trying to get it big, and they're like just got their first like big show, and like they died after eating like food truck hot dogs or something like that. And so like they're back as ghosts, and so like she forms this band with them, and so like, the only time the audience can see the band is when they're playing, and so she's finding her love in music, and they're creating this cool band, and they're trying to get seen, and it was such a good show. The music was awesome. It was directed and produced by Kenny Ortega. Kenny Ortega. So like he, way back in the day, he was the choreographer.
Kenny Ortega. I was just thinking about him too.
The Thriller, Michael Jackson Thriller. He did all the High School Musicals. He's like big on Disney, like Disney Channel movies and stuff like that. The Descendants. I think he did Cheetah Girls as well. So like he's got other stuff. He's lots of things, but like I know him more from those things. So he's got some hits, but but what was really cool was like the actors were actual performers and musicians. So like the band was like a real band, and like they played together, and they wrote songs together, and it was good music. And then for whatever reason, Netflix decided to cancel it. Like they didn't want to renew it for another season, and like that hurt me. I was like, that was a good show. Like why would you not continue that?
Right.
Because but like, and it's in that weird space of like that not preteen, but like preteen, teenage age range that would be into it.
That Saved by the Bell age range.
Yeah, and like I guess like unless it's like super like either somewhere, it's not necessarily Euphoria, but like Gossip Girl CW type mess, then for some reason they don't see it as marketable. But like it was a good show, and I feel bad that it's gone.
You know what that makes me want back?
What?
I want a Lemonade Mouth series.
Yes, I would love a Lemonade Mouth series.
Like if they bring Lemonade Mouth back as a series. Hey Tamon, welcome.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, y'all.
Nice of you to join us.
I know, right? Hey, everybody.
But if they could bring... What?
No, I was just saying hey to everybody watching.
Ooh. But if they could bring Lemonade Mouth back as a series, like I don't know why they didn't go into a series after that movie got hot.
Yeah, that was a good
movie. That movie was hot for a hot minute, and then they were like, "That's enough."
I don't know. Like
we're moving on. Teen Beach Party. That's what we're doing.
So Lemonade Mouth was
like animated, right? Sorry, random.
So like Lemonade Mouth was it was pre-Camp Rock. It was, or was it pre-Camp Rock? I think it was
pre-Camp Rock.
All right, so like
High School Musical 2, Lemonade Mouth, High School Musical 3, Camp Rock 2, Teen Beach Party.
Oh my god. So like Lemonade Mouth was basically like these high school kids that felt like outcasts, and they formed a band called Lemonade Mouth, and So yeah, so and then they had good music too. It had what's her name? It had
Bridget Midler
Bridget Mendler
and Lesbian Jesus, Haley Kiyoko.
Haley Kiyoko, and the girl that played Princess Jasmine in the recent Aladdin movie.
The Pink Ranger?
Yeah, the Pink Ranger. Her. Because she was also the Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. Oh. So, like, G Silver, hi. Nice to meet you.
Brought everybody with him. Okay.
I know, right? I guess that's what it... Oh, so I guess...
Hey, G Silver.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
You know, Billy Berserker. So, yes, the gas prices. Everything is higher. Thank you for the joke, Billy.
Yeah.
Everything is higher.
Lord. Yeah.
All right, so Taman, we already started talking about shows that got the axe that we want to come back. We kind of went in on Netflix because they just
they
once they get
dirty,
the 4
and we're doing
like,
them
we don't have any money left, so it's time for you to go after 4 seasons. Netflix.
Yeah, and so, can we also talk about how like Netflix has bumped its price, but like all the newer ones are still like $5 to $7 a piece.
And Netflix is now adding commercials.
Right, like it is $20 just for decent multi-device service.
I'm going to say this: we got to figure out something because I'm not going to have HBO Max, Stars, Disney Plus, Epic. I'm not going to have all these things, right? And then they have a reasonable price. And here come Netflix, who's been the OG, and now you're going to do inflation and then add commercials.
Right.
I didn't know they were adding commercials as well. That's pretty deep.
I think that's like
that
on
is
lower
deep.
tier.
That says a lot, right?
Yeah. Like the money is low. Like I think that's probably like for like their lower tiers of subscription. So like you're about to be like Hulu.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stay on Hulu.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, exactly. Her name was Naomi Scott.
You can get Netflix for $14.99 a month with commercials. But if you don't want commercials, you're gonna have to pay us $25.
Yeah, I think I pay whatever the max is now, and then on Hulu Live, I play for no commercials. But some things still have commercials. Maybe 2 seconds, but it's still a commercial.
Yeah, I'll do that too occasionally, especially if like we're trying to watch like a big like game, a football game or something like that, and it won't come on like our regular channel. It's weird. I don't know. I'm over all the.
I'm over all of them too.
It's so many. It's ridiculous.
I mean, we did all this so we don't have to have a cable package, but now we end up paying what we pay with a damn cable package.
Right.
That's because everybody had discovered how to
pirate.
Not pirate, but everyone discovered how to create their own streaming service. So before it was worth it because everybody only had Netflix and Hulu. So everybody just shunted all their products to either Netflix or Hulu. But Disney was like, oh, we can make our own streaming service. And then they started to pull all their stuff off of Netflix and made their own streaming service. And then everybody else was like, we can do that too.
Well, and the thing is,
HBO started to pool their resources, and then Peacock wanted to have their own, and Paramount Plus, and Stars, and Epic, and Tulu or T, and just everybody wanted to have their own streaming service.
We'll start our own, guys. That's it. We just need the right sponsor.
And so the thing that before Disney Plus started, the individual channels started to have, especially with the rise of like the smart TVs, where they can have like their own little apps of their individual channels on the smart TV. But the only way you'd be able to access it is if you already had cable and you got an account and through all those things. Well, here with all these streaming sites, the parent companies can take all their subsidiary, like all their snatch them, and then put it on one thing. And they'll still got their stuff on their regular channels, but like they got it all right here because HBO already had their own little app. HBO Max just expanded everything for them. Disney Channel had their own TV apps too. Like they had a regular Disney Channel and they had like a Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Like Disney
But
Channel
now there's like
Hulu.
nothing on there.
But now Disney Plus, they got everything. It just expanded everything for them.
And you know what bothers me about that is that like even content that like you used to be able to get, I feel like you can't even anymore.
Yeah.
Like they moved all that even to like their premium platforms essentially. But that's like annoying because it's like it started off on the free one, leave it there, like, and then add all your extra premium shit on the premium one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no, because I remember when HBO wasn't,
but only because
HBO
also
was
like,
just HBO Go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you could add it to all the other streaming services. Like, oh,
okay,
I want HBO on my Hulu.
HBO is this. Because what if you have cable now? Because now you have cable, you have your HBO cable package, and then you have to, you know what I mean? And then that now, which was normally linked to the HBO Go, you don't even get some of the same shit that you get on HBO on there anymore, you know? And it's like, it's awkward because then HBO Max now has all these things that now you don't even get with like your HBO cable. So it's just like, bitch, so then what's the fucking point of this one? Like, why do you even offer this crap? You know?
That's why I don't have cable.
I have
different tiers of the same HBO, but each of them has like different content. There's almost no overlap.
Yeah.
What is the point?
Because there's things on Disney Plus that you can only watch on Disney Plus, but never on Disney Channel. So
yeah.
Huh. But at the same time, these extra like apps have sort of streamlined their television offerings too, haven't they? Everything that was on Nickelodeon is now on Paramount Plus. So does that mean that they still have Nickelodeon and The Inn or Teen Nick or whatever that channel is?
You still have like a Nickelodeon app. Oh, the channel itself.
I think all those streaming sites and just
they do though.
Everybody's changing. I think they're adapting and changing their business model, thanks to Netflix, but also, you know, at what cost
to their detriment too.
to our detriment, like thanks to Netflix, but yeah, at what cost for us, right?
Well, I guess really what it does is now it gives us, it burdens us with like making decisions on streamlining certain things. Well, not even, it's just like I feel like it makes us now dabble in too many different places, you know, versus having them all in one place. You would get your cable package, all of them are all there, you know. Now it's like, okay, well, now I gotta get this streaming package, and then I gotta get the cable package over here, and I gotta get the cable package over there, but I still have this cable package that has some of the things that this cable package has, but not all the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what I mean? It's like you can't customize your experience that way.
That part.
But the way you
it also pushes us into sharing passwords. But
yes,
they don't want
to
making us do that.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think they're sort of forcing us to be like, if I'm spending $100 a month on that plus Wi-Fi, which could be between $60 and $120,
right?
I might as well get a cable package. But even with my cable package, I don't have half the things I want to see. Because now my cable package gives me access to purchasing Stars app, purchasing HBO Max, purchasing Peacock. Well, Peacock Plus, because you may have that with your package already. Now on Disney. It's no escape from it now. So we are sort of like in a lose-lose situation because you want to watch this content, you know?
Because it's not just the TV shows; it's the movies too. Like Batman, like the new Batman movie. Like it's only been out for less than a month,
and it's already on HBO Max.
It's already on HBO Max, so I don't have to go to the theater to go watch it, and they're not going to charge me an extra $20 to see it, which is nice. Thank you.
No, absolutely, I can make that whole experience to watch that new movie in my house. Awesome.
So I mean that's kind of where like HBO Max is kind of killing it right there. And
I agree.
even with Disney Plus, like I hate that like Disney Plus will make you like pay an extra $20 just to see something sooner, but like and they only do it for certain things. It's annoying.
Like when what's her name? Black Widow movie.
Black Widow
and
Raya.
I get that because we're in a pandemic. She didn't have the opportunity to go to theaters like her counterparts. You know, it was a lawsuit.
And honestly, I think that's a good model. That's a good idea for them to be like, all right, you can watch this new movie for box office money. You're going to spend it at the box office at the theater anyway, but you can watch it at home for this price. Fine. That's fair.
I think the only difference is like for $20, I can purchase like 2 movies. Feel like I could purchase like at least 2 movies. I feel like on like Amazon Prime for that amount. Whereas if I'm paying $20 to $30 on Disney Plus, like I'm only paying to be able to see it, to stream it sooner and
not own it.
But you also can watch it as many times as you want.
True, but that's the same thing like with Amazon Prime though. Like I can do that way. The difference now is that like those things I can't get like those things aren't going to go to Amazon Prime for the longest time because there's no point. It's already on those. It's already on Disney Plus. Like there's no point. I could just either wait it out or go ahead and take that L and pay that $20-$30 to watch it sooner.
But the smart thing about Amazon is that everybody orders stuff online, right? So you automatically have, that's a cool buy-in. Amazon Prime, sure.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pay those extra $4 or $5 to have that part of my feature too. I have a whole group of movies.
Yeah.
So now I can rent things. I try to use my Apple Store to like rent movies. There's no discount. There's no other benefit, like to purchase movies.
Right.
But y'all help us out here. We need y'all to give us some relief.
we got way off track. Okay, so Jermaine mentioned his shows. I mentioned my 2 shows. Actually, there's another one that I want to mention real quick. Pitch that was on. Yes, I loved it. That was so upsetting when they canceled that shit. So that one was what's her name?
2 seconds.
Oh my god. And she's great. I love her.
She's that's not even my genre of show to watch, but it was good.
And my first crush ever, Mark Pergosler, who
Zach Moore,
look, he had a banging baseball body.
Is it Kylie Bunbury?
Yes, Kylie Bunbury.
She said he had a great baseball bat.
A baseball body. He did. He had a baseball body. He did. You know, he did.
She was like, he'd swing that bat.
And
I just couldn't take it.
Look, I'm
you know
just
what?
saying.
The guys from Saved by the Bell, they did good aging as relates to like the main character, AC and Zach. They did good.
Yeah.
They
I
did.
guess rest in peace, Dustin Diamond.
Guy better than the high school musical guys.
Don't talk about Zac Efron like that because Zac Efron is aging just fine. Thank you.
He's Zach Morris. Yeah, he's fine.
I mean, he does look good, but whatever.
He's always looked good. He's gonna always look good.
I think he's filled out more. I've always think that Zac Efron will be fine. It's just he fluctuates here and there, but like I think he's a solid good looking guy.
He's gonna probably consistently be good look. Like Johnny Depp has consistently been. Very handsome. Even back in Nightmare on Elm Street.
If he keeps his hair clean, he doesn't look like oily and greasy.
He does have this whole.
Even when it's a little bit oily and greasy, though, I'm just like, but he's so hipster. Something about
because when Pirates of the Caribbean, like all the girls my age were like flipping out over him. I'm like, I don't see the appeal, but okay.
Really? Honestly, Jack Sparrow is so hot, though. I mean, like, I would also be like, you need to go brush your teeth.
No, Jack Sparrow or Crybaby. I'd pick Crybaby.
Okay, yes, yeah.
Okay,
but Jack Sparrow was a look. He did look. That's my point, though. That's my. I guess that just speaks more to the fact that Johnny Depp is just always sexy. Period, kind of in a way. Like he finds a way to always be sexy, but I think it's just because he's always him.
He has the range. He has that range to transform. That's the thing. He has the range to transform, and he does it so well.
And I'm so glad that he is fighting through his legal case.
Ooh, no.
And we found out that the girl was lying. He's been through. I've been watching on TikTok.
Lord,
I haven't watched it yet.
He is
it's a lot.
Yeah,
isn't that on Netflix?
No, it's not on Netflix.
Okay.
But it's on, I saw it on TikTok. Some of the court case. He is cool as a fan. He is so cool. Johnny Depp has always been cool, but yeah, he's just cool. And like Ricky said, he's a chameleon, so he can be ugly, not as handsome, but he can be extremely handsome.
Yeah. You know what I mean is like his confidence kind of exudes. I think that's what
Jack Sparrow had confidence for sure.
Yeah.
Hygiene, questionable. Confidence was there.
Thank you. But yes, Pitch. I'm mad that they canceled it after one season. Like, and they left this kind of on a cliff. It was a cliffhanger. Like the two characters, Kylie and Mark Paul Gosselaar's characters, like had a moment, and like it was gonna happen, and then they canceled. And rude. Okay, rude.
Ricky, what was your other two?
Oh, they were Netflix series, the Babysitters Club. That one. They canceled that one after second season.
I'm surprised that one didn't like make it past.
It was a good show.
I thought they were gonna have their.
That's a big name.
Yeah, that was a cute one. And then Julian the Phantoms.
Oh yeah, the girl that was shy and she could see ghosts.
Yes.
Jim and the holograms.
Yeah, basically.
Julian, did I miss yours too?
I know I haven't started I didn't do mine actually. Shall I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, so because anyway, so mine starts with Santa Clarita Diet for sure. I wish that one would come back. I like that one a lot. I
thought that had a clear ending.
They canceled that shit.
It's not about the clear ending. It was so good.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore,
Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant and Trivia, they both were in Scream.
Yeah.
And so I was super excited to watch it, and it was good.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was really charming, really funny and stuff, but it was sad. And honestly the daughter I think stole the show more than any of that. More than any of the other actors or actresses. I was like, okay, this bitch is killing it. So she had a line for everything. It was great. So I'm sad that one kind of got canceled, but it's all right, I guess. But bring it back, bitch, bring it back. And then I guess also it's still Netflix. It's always fucking Netflix, I guess. The OA, I really, really liked the concept of that show.
And it was just beginning. It was like really just peaking in mythology and all that.
Yeah, it was so interesting, and it's like they were really only like kind of skimming the surface of all the shit that would have been underneath there, and it was just so good because that one was the OA was about like an original angel.
The original angel, yeah.
So it's about like angels that walk among us, and like some guy who's like out to kind of find them, but they kind of move through quote unquote time, but really it just seemed more like they move through parallel dimensions, I guess, like parallel universes, I guess. So like that'd be cool. There was a lot of like mythos in there that they didn't even get to like crack open, that we were really really only skimming the surface of. So talk about things about time, talking about things about like religions and stuff. Give it to me. I'm here for that shit. They had a speaking octopus. Yes. Here for it. My octopus teacher. And I guess those are my top ones, actually, to be honest. Those are the only two that like have gotten the axe that I'm like, oh, they need to bring those back.
Good choices.
Because I mean, yeah.
Damn, Netflix, you really hurt people.
Yeah,
they really do, and it is Netflix that's be doing it. They just keep.
Come on, what are yours?
I have a couple, but my number one by far is from the CW, and it's called Secret Circle. The Secret Circle, we all would have loved. It gave us all the witches, magic, teens with attitude, a great plot line, a book as a reference point, And it was a long season. This was back when CW gave you 22 episodes if you're not Supernatural. And so it was a long season, but by the middle of the season, the show found its wings and it just took off. But it was too late.
Yeah.
And they chopped it. I mean, there was petitions, there was all that type of stuff for people to pick it up. It was so good. It's about this group of witches who predecessors, their parents' circle, which is their little group generation, powers were bound because they did something bad, and now this new generation of witches trying to figure out what to do with their powers because their parents didn't tell them because they sworn to secrecy. But it's really good. Secret Circle is so dope. Then for me, Netflix was Sense8.
Oh, that was another good one.
Sense8 was amazing. Budget problems, I get it because you filmed all over the country.
Right.
No studio. It was all on sets, which I get it was expensive, but we could have figured that out.
Should have done something.
And then the third one was Sabrina. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Okay.
Now, towards the end, it was getting really close for it to be canceled, but I think Sabrina has some more time in her.
I wanted more Prudence, man.
At least give us an Ambrose and Prudence spinoff.
Yes, some Ambrose and Prudence. I want that.
We could watch that all day, right?
Look, some Prudence and I loved them. I loved it.
I agree, and then I don't because I hate it when it got campy. When it got too campy, it was just like
for sure. Yep.
You're getting kind of campy. Like leave the campy for the original Sabrina. That's the one you're talking about, or you're talking about?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think so. I think that with the Chilling Adventures, it's still technically in the same realm as Riverdale, and Riverdale got campy. It's gotten very campy. I haven't watched it regularly, but like
I do.
Like there's some campiness.
I only say because I feel like if they stretch out Chilling Adventures, they would just have to dive more into the camp, and that's what's like.
They can either go really dark.
Maybe they didn't have to.
What made Chilling Sabrina good for me was, it was horror, and it was dark, but it still had this element of campiness that was okay, right? But it was still a very good story, a dark story. But towards the end, it was when they brought in the original aunts and all this other stuff, and they just started. You could tell they got the news that they were being canceled.
Yeah.
Oh,
those last seasons, when you get those last news, those last seasons is like
they
originals.
had some real good like effects, like some real creepy effects for a Netflix TV show. They had some really cool stuff going on.
You could kind of tell because the way they wrapped up that last season for the Chilling Adventures was very like, oh, we're gonna wrap this up because we feel like we need to wrap something up because we don't think we're gonna be here later. Like, it's cool. It's
absolutely like the originals. To me, the originals last season was their weakest season.
I would agree with that. I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree. I think, and the thing is, like, because I feel like the originals was, I haven't seen the legacies. Don't say anything. Don't say it.
We don't have to talk about it.
But between the two that I did like watch regularly, originals was the superior of the show because it still is. It is. It's because it was way more mature, and like it's weird because I've mentioned it before. Like I'm in a Vampire Diaries originals like Facebook group, and the biggest thing that I see about the originals in that group is how like that first season is so slow and people think it's boring. I didn't think that. But the thing is, people wanted that epic, dramatic love triangle tropey stuff from Vampire Diaries to be in the originals, and the originals wasn't about that. And because it was like it focused so much more on like the supernatural storyline and plots and like actually world building for like they did a lot of world building just in the originals alone for like that TVD universe that
was retroactive and future.
Right, like there's so much that they've built it was just in that series that I don't think people really appreciated because it just wasn't that teen drama that Vampire Diaries was. Because people will tell you like the first 4 seasons of Vampire Diaries was probably the better ones. And I think because there was so much buildup of the love triangle, whether or not Damon and Elena was going to get together, stuff with Stefan, like all that stuff. But like after that, it was just like, it's hit or miss.
I think why we like the original so much too, why it's the more superior show for us is that we grew up with like Vampire Diaries, so like it was our natural progression of being that adult theme genre type show. And like even when I go back and watch Vampire Diaries, it's not cringy, but it's just like I can't like watch the beginning when they're in high school and they're kids and all this type of stuff. Is not that interesting, which is what I'm struggling with legacies. But when I go to originals, I can start at season 1 and go to the very end.
Yes.
And sometimes I go from season 2 and not the last season 2, but like first season sets up everything.
It does.
Everything. Where the universe is going.
Right. And so like I think that's where like a lot of people just don't take that into consideration when they're talking about the originals itself. But like I feel like if they the problem with the originals and much like with Vampire Diaries is that by that point those actors were ready to let it go. Like Nina Dobrev was already like had been ready to let go of Vampire Diaries. Ian was like season 8? Yeah, season 8 was my like I'm done. I'm good. So after that, like they're pretty much done. And like Joseph Morgan, Daniel, and like these folks have no intentions of coming back on that show.
No.
Like fans have been wanting and claiming, like I wish they were like they've been saying that they don't want to come back. They're done. Their characters are done. They don't want them. And
I find it really strange the ones that do come back and what's that conversation like? Like I told you the most recent episode, Freya, Rebecca, Marcel, and Cole all came back. Tearjerker, great episode. One of the best in the whole season.
I hear season 4 is pretty good because they actually like get like there's some momentum in season 4, but like I can't.
It's like they figured it out finally.
Right. I can't bring myself to suffer through seasons 1 through 3. I just can't do it.
I think you should start through 4. I start at 4. Honestly, once spoiler alert, once Josie left the twin, once she left the show, it gave the new Black Witch, the new Bonnie Bennett, gave her time to actually become a character, and now she is a character on the show who has feelings and thoughts and all motivations. She's just great.
Yeah, Julie Black is less involved in the show, is she?
Who?
Julie's less involved in the show. Julie
Black. She is. I mean, she left. She's at Netflix.
She's got Vampire Academies coming up.
That's soon. What she has. She has Vampire Academy.
Yeah. Another team series. Yeah.
Her specialty.
Yeah, I guess.
In the 90s, but whatever.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying. What was something really good that Secret Circle was the one that still hurts my feelings to this day.
That was good.
So on a tangent note, though, on one that's getting canceled, not because the business model is just dropping them, but Bright 2 is being canceled because Will Smith is being canceled. So, I mean, that is technically also a Netflix show.
Yeah, it is.
Surprise, surprise. But it's more being dropped because Will Smith is not.
The thing
getting the best light these days.
So it's weird. So like my thought process is with Will Smith and like being banned from the Oscars for 10 years, and like that's going to affect his prospects for movies and things, and like what's going to happen to Bel Air. Which like Bel Air is excellent, so like I would hate
those things might still be able to stay. It's
I
just
hope
he
so.
himself.
He'll still be up for Emmy, just not Oscars.
Right.
He could still be. Yeah, that's true.
But I'm just talking about like not even just like the prospect of getting like Oscar worthy films, but like just work in general, like the type of work he's going to be able to get. Granted, he's got a lot of money to where like he's okay, but I think like in his book he talked about how like he feels like he has to constantly keep working to make sure like they don't hit rock bottom as a family. But my thought process like what does that mean for him now as far as like opportunities is he going to go the way of like your not your low budget films, but like you know how some of our favorite like black
the indie films,
staple, yeah, maybe indie, like but like our favorite black staples, like the ones that like are clearly in like black movies, and they're normally in black movies, and then they eventually get something like Regina Hall
those
would.
Loretta Devine.
Yeah, Loretta Devine. Like, do you think you're gonna is it gonna be like that for him until things kind of
Lynn
blow over?
Whitfield.
Like, do you think it's gonna be like that for him?
Possibly.
He's just probably just gonna have to lay low for a little bit, to be honest. I mean,
I think it's all personally ridiculous, but
who knows how long that's gonna take.
The reaction from all of Hollywood to it.
It is
full gate all over again.
Because y'all have let people
slide through with
4 worse. You got a whole dude in Paris.
That's my only other thing. I was like, but is it really so terrible? Like, do they have to like really cancel him like that? Like, he threw a punch at Chris Rock. Yeah, we know.
A slap. I'd be like, I'm
exactly. It was like a slap.
I'm not condoning the action. I don't think the punishment fits the action. I don't think the response fixed it. Yeah, it doesn't fit it.
That wasn't enough.
And I think it had a lot to do with just because it was on national television, the hoopla, everyone's responses to it. That's what pushed them towards the repercussions that are happening right now. But that's just my thoughts. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that.
It's on TV. That's it. That's the only reason everyone's reacting the way they are. Oh, I'm so traumatized. I don't know.
It's like you had to pay somehow.
You're traumatized.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
This thing that had literally nothing to do with you, but okay.
Nothing at all to do with any of us.
Nothing. But y'all are.
But anyway, slightly back on topic. So, one thing that I do want was a canceled manga series that I really wish they would turn into a TV show because it's so beautifully set. It's called Pantheon High. Basically, it takes place in a high school in LA where like basically the student body are all demigods and just random gods from like the 4 main pantheons of like the Egyptian pantheon, the Japanese pantheon, the Grecian pantheon, and who's the 4th one? Norse. The Norse mythological pantheon. So the 4 main characters are like, I can't remember all their names anymore. It's Tyr's daughter. It's like the daughter of Tyr, Norse god of war. The son of Hades, the Japanese goddess of luck, and Aziza El Ra. Her dad is Ra. And she's like a cheerleader and super popular. And they all have like sort of powers that sort of harken back to their parents, or they've inherited some sort of superpower. And the entire school is just super powered beings, and it's super, super fun.
Super fun.
Okay. Wait, it's animated. Obviously, never mind. Is it animated? No, it's the real fucking people. No, I'm thinking of
Well, it's just a manga, but it could be either animated or a live action series. I don't know. It got canceled after like book 2 or book 3 or something like that. So mad because they were pulling like these. They were mixing the mythology so well and so interestingly. Like, oh, my dad is the sun god and he rules over all the other gods. Who's your dad? Well, my dad's Apollo. He pulls the sun across the sky. Ha! My dad just rules over him. Like, how? they'd have the same job.
Y'all, like, so like networks,
Are we brothers?
streaming services, networks. Can y'all leave like our niche shows like alone, please? Like, I understand like they might not be making y'all the big bucks, but like folks like them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And like we love our nichey things.
And who's to say? I mean, I don't know. I just feel like
no, we have to make money off of them. No merchandise and no
because like, there's so many things.
Marketing.
There's so many shows that are so niche, but like they have.
But is it only
really
merchandising? Because I feel like merchandising goes back to like the producing company. I feel like for the streaming services themselves, their thing is the subscriptions that they're making the most money off of, and it's the renewal.
True, but when Netflix is both producing and like when it's a Netflix show, they want to have just back in the 80s when every show had its own line, when every cartoon had its own toy line, when every TV show also was producing like lunch boxes and T-shirts and stuff like that.
Well, I think that's really their problem is that they're leaning out of the merchandising and they're still leaning on the streaming business model of getting new subscribers. But it's like that's not going to sustain you.
Only making money through subscriptions.
Yeah, that's.
And I guess because like Netflix itself is only making money through subscriptions because it's not really running as like a parent company. Like Disney Channel is a parent company, or Disney Plus Disney is a parent company. Paramount is a parent company. You know, they're like like they're all parent things, and like these are all their subsidiaries, and they all are making their own money or making the parent company money in their all different ways. Like Disney Plus, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The amount of Baby Yodas alone.
Oh my god.
Right?
Like the amount of things I've seen Baby Yoda stickers, cups. My students last year. I had a little boy in my class last year, had him a Baby Yoda jacket, loves the Baby Yoda. Bring it every day to school. Like we don't call it what's the actual name. We don't even call it the child. We call it Baby Yoda. That's
Grogu.
No. Yoda. If you didn't want me to call it Baby Yoda, you should have started off with the real name, okay? To be quite honest with you. But I'm just saying, like, the amount of money they've made off of a show that you have to purchase a subscription to see, just from that alone.
Right, but then that's I guess what I'm saying because I guess that makes sense.
I don't know.
Well, I guess that's all. They just need to invest in the fucking their original shows that they've produced and that they've made instead of still leaning into the subscriber model where they need to, you know, after 2 seasons cut a show and then bring a new one to the stage because that's how we're going to get new subscribers is to bring them new content and keep giving us something new and different. It's like, or just a few new and different things and work on what you've got. Because that's what's going to keep us here wanting to still pay, not the new shit and the new shit and the new shit and the new shit. I mean, I guess that has actually been working, but I don't know.
And I was thinking, like, when you talk about like merchandise, Jermaine, I'm thinking like, because for a second I'm thinking like, what adult show has like merchandise? But I'm thinking like, wait a minute, no, Friends has merchandise. Friends has merchandise out the wazoo. Still to this day,
it irks me that
day
they have Lego sets.
That shit.
Right.
Oh God, I know.
So like that they're still making money off of that show.
I mean, you're already in syndication, Jesus.
Right, but they're still making money off of that show. And so like, I don't think there's anything. Like even
Game
like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Game of Thrones
games. Game of Thrones has games. They have a Risk version of their game. Like they have plenty of stuff.
Sabrina had merch.
They had games. They had statues. Yeah. They had play thingies, posters, like T-shirts, everything. They had the works. They had action figures.
And I guess I wonder.
Game of Thrones.
I know, right? Who's playing with the Game of Thrones action figures?
Somebody.
Not me.
I mean, it's a collector's item. But I'm like, when you think about Sabrina though, like Sabrina's a Netflix show, but like I guess because it's also part of like a different umbrella too, with like
It's a comic, actually. It's a comic.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a comic, so like it kind of has its own like built-in merchandise to prior
business
to the
model
show.
to have merchandise.
Yeah, it's a business model prior to the show being made. So like I guess that's just like that's an anomaly for Netflix, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I have the
but there was no
Sabrina
merchandise
version.
for Sabrina the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch that I can remember.
But I mean, like, it already had its own comics, and like, it don't take much to, man, like, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina would be like, it's straight up Hot Topic material. That's a Hot Topic store merchandise right there.
Oh, for sure. My birthday, one of my friends got me the Chilling Sabrina Clue.
Mm-hmm.
The Clue version.
That's Hot Topic.
That's Hot Topic.
That's your random niche bookstore purchase.
Yeah.
That's your second in Charles purchase right there. I can totally see that.
T-shirts galore. Mm-hmm. Hail Satan.
Right. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, y'all. So it's about an hour and a half in. Y'all ready? Y'all got any like last minute shows you wish they could resurrect?
Let's reboot.
Reboot.
Bring that bitch back.
Oh my god.
Bring back the mainframe and Pixie and all that shit. I still don't understand that storyline.
Dim in the holograms.
They got to do that right though.
Yeah.
They got to redeem themselves of that movie. They got to do it right.
You know, the art style will be the first thing I want to see. Like, how are you going to draw them now?
You know, because they have some really cool modern versions of like comic right now of it, and it's really cool to see. So if they were to animate that, I'd be down to watch it. So don't make it real live action. Give me cartoon.
Wait, to make what live action version?
Jim and the Holograms.
Oh yeah.
If you can pull from the new comic series,
yeah,
I'd be okay with that. I'd watch that.
Yeah,
for sure, and keep the fashion how it's supposed to be, and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm. And create some bops. You got me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd watch.
Would you want them to do like modernized fashion, or would you want it to stay like 80s? Would you want them to be an 80s band, or would you want them to be or an 80s like mashup band? Do you get me? Like an 80s, like a modern 80s band, like where they sing kind of an 80s style, but it's still technically modern beats.
You know,
I think I would want them to.
I would like that actually, some kind of hybrid in music, and then fashion be like fashion forward today.
I want a little bit of 80s, but I want a little bit of Paramore. I want that.
I could take like if I'm thinking about like story arc, right? It was an 80s. Yeah. It was an 80s show. Mm-hmm. So let's bring it to the 2022. We have to have flashbacks of them in the 80s so we can get our fashion that way. Mm-hmm. But like Julian said, I would love some high-end current fashion from them. Yeah. I can only imagine what Jerica would be slaying at the end. Right?
She was, from the 80s, she was like fashion forward.
Like, I wonder, like, how can you modernize like not necessarily like a yep. She was kind of a yuppie. She dressed kind of yuppie-ish. If you were to take some of the fashions from Pose and bring it forward, and then add some of that punk glam into it. Like I want to see that modernized. I would love to see that with just like the bright neon colors. Just like someone do that. Someone write that up right now. Do that.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever seen that band? Meet me at the graveyard. That's not their name. But anyway, it's this little pop punk band that's fronted by the little girl. Like she's got pink dookie braids, like she's from Cleopatra, but they're bright pink.
Coming at ya.
Coming at ya.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
Oh, what you got, you?
And they are the cutest band. And I can't remember their names right now. I'll find them and I'll post them.
Please and thank you, because I love that stuff.
They would be super fun. They would be super fun as the new holograms.
You know, yeah.
Like,
I
don't know, get
want
Hey
it.
Violet to play the role of
Jerica or Jim. Oh, yeah, I can see that. You know what? Yeah, someone write this up. Come on, this is what I want.
We'll get it done.
Please, that's what I want to see.
Oh, I do have one more. I have one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, they have announced, and Jermaine knows this because he tore my page up. They announced about Constantine returning from the dead, but he's now being cast by a British black actor.
Mm-hmm.
And Jermaine went in when I posted this. He went in. I haven't seen the actor's work, but Jermaine's point, I mean, Constantine is a great story, but there's other characters we possibly could resurrect and stories.
Okay, so Constantine reminded me of CW Seed.
And he just
exactly. Is that?
So, like, Constantine, I think you could watch it on CW Seed, which then reminds me of Hellcats, which is that college cheerleader TV show that had Ashley Tisdale and Ally Machaca. AJ. It was Ally Machaca. Like that, and that only lasted one season. That deserved better. That deserved better. Like I think CWC had a couple of shows on there that like
Secret Circle.
Yeah, that's where I watched Secret Circle. Like that would have been that channel had some good things. That
what was this one called again? Sorry, what would you call this one again?
So the channel is called like CW Seed, and so it'll have like shows.
It's like the in between like teen stuff, right?
Yeah, it's basically whatever that was on like the CW that didn't make it. Yeah, it was on the CW app, but it was like all the things that like didn't make it past like a season or two. It had like the Vixen cartoon movie on there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it had Vixen. It had Static Shock.
Yeah. Yeah, Girlfriend was on there for a little bit.
Yeah, it got canceled. I mean, all that canceled shows with the Seed. So
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about next week?
That's a good question because I'm lost. What are we doing next week, y'all?
Ooh, I know the answer to this one. Next week we are talking about the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm Juice.
Okay,
so those of you that don't know, it's not Netflix. It's the
that one's a Nickelodeon,
2017 Nickelodeon series or 2018, one of those years.
That's the one with Kat Graham in it, right?
It's so good.
Yeah.
What?
Is that the one with Kat Graham in it that plays April?
Yes. That's April O'Neil. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, I'm down with that. I'm ready for
Watch it.
Me too.
Catch up. It's 2 seasons long. The episodes are 11 minutes each, and their animation is so good.
Yes.
Okay, and the story gets thicker and thicker as it goes on, and it's so much fun. I love the Turtles. I love their personalities. We'll talk about it next week.
I can do it. We'll do that. All right, y'all. So thank y'all for...
Don't forget to subscribe and share and like and
turn on them notifications.
Throw us at your friends. Throw us at your enemies. Throw us at your best friend. Chat us up. Don't forget to interact with us in the chat, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you find us. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Ciao, y'all.